And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How's everyone doing? Has everyone had a good start to the week? I know that it's been bank holiday yesterday for a lot of people. Hello, ANTW Games. How are you doing? Did you manage to get yesterday off as well? Or do you have to work wherever you're from? Think America, I don't know. I can't remember where everyone's from. Sorry, I'm bad at this. Yeah, did you get Friday off? Did you get Monday off? You're too scared to answer. Now you have to tell us. That's kind of told us everything. You might as well just own up now. So, apologies for the lack.
A new subscriber arrives. It fills you with determination.
Thank you very much for the resub, Minxie Rose. 7 months already. That is fantastic. Wow, we've had affiliate for 7 months. Well, thank you very much. And thank you very much for the resub again. I would say give it up in chat for Minxie Rose, but NTW Games already is doing, thank you. And of course, go and spread that yappy dog love. And Nightbot's chimed in. Hello, Nightbot, how are you doing? All the rest of it. Let's pretend you watch Twitch for a living, NTW Games. That sounds either like a fantastic living or a terrible living, and I'm not sure which yet. Yeah, it depends on the streams you watch, really. Do you get to watch streams of your choice for a living? That's the big question. That's inquiring minds need to know this kind of thing, and obviously by inquiring minds I mean me. Thank you, Minxie Rose, although I know you have seen the haircut all day today. Yes, I went and actually got myself semi-smartened up this afternoon, and I'm wearing the wrong t-shirt. I should be wearing the Old Man Teacher t-shirt, the Old Man Sethus one. Of course, for anyone who doesn't know who Old Man Sethus is and why I should be wearing it, we're working on a website to help people navigate his teaching runs. In fact, if you have a look now... Oh, yay, it's come up. That was... You know when something takes just a little bit longer than it should, and you're like, that's not going to work. I tested this before stream. That worked then. Anyway, this is the website. I've got the local copy of it running. There is a copy also at oldmanteacher.fun2.dev, where you can see the first of the teaching streams that Old Man Sethus did. I am going to turn autoplay off on that thing at some point. Remind me, people, because that would be rather irritating. Well, it's irritating to me, so I think it'll be irritating to everybody else. But yes, a site where we are helping people try and learn Darkest Dungeon. Now, I know nothing about it, so what I've done is basically cribbed the cribbed the teaching streams from Old Man Sethus, cribbed the timestamp notes as given to us by Lord of Worms, who we will be crediting for that. Thank you very much, Lord of Worms. I don't believe you're in chat, but here, have a shout out. Thank you, Lord of Worms. And essentially, we're just mixing this together and creating something where we can view videos at the right timestamp. Save trying to watch a nearly 7-hour stream. So we can look for, let's say, Wheeled, because I know that was one that Minxie Rose said wasn't working, and it is now. Thank you very much for the follow, Fishy Poos. I don't know if that's going to come up or when that's going to come up on stream. Come on, alerts. Come on, Streamlabs. You can do the thing. Do the thing, Streamlabs. Well, anyway, thank you for the follow, because I caught it on my other screen as well. Do feel free, please come and have a chat with us. Tell us who you are, what you've done, where you sort of saw us all. Let's have a chat. Any questions anyone wants to ask? I'm not one of these people that kind of goes, "Ooh, I don't want to answer questions." No, I do. This whole stream, I've said many times before, possibly not as often on stream as I thought I had. If I don't get anything done on a project because I've been answering questions, I still call that successful. Because we've had a chat, we've had a laugh, things have no doubt gone wrong at times, and everyone's learning something. So we're all learning together, so ask questions, ask away. This is interactive. This is live, this is not a pre-record. NTW Games, do I think Rust drew inspiration from F Sharp or OCaml? I believe if you look at the Rust website, or I know somewhere, Rust versus F Sharp 2019, I believe that they even say that they did. I would definitely say that Rust drew inspiration from F Sharp or from the ML family of languages at the very least. I suppose one of the big reasons that I would say Rust does kind of come from OCaml, well, they are. Y Combinator are sort of showing it. Some people are sort of describing Rust as uglified Haskell. Yeah, I would say that Rust definitely drew inspiration from F Sharp and OCaml. I mean, how much do you know about Rust, about F Sharp, and about OCaml NTW Games? Because you might know quite a bit more than me. Oh, there's a Google Doodle, is there, over here? Ah, yes, there would be. It is St. George's Day, the patron saint of England, as opposed to St. Michael's Day, who is, of course, the patron saint of either Marks and Spencers or underwear. Opinion is divided on that. Yeah, there's all sorts of... It is our National Saints' Day, so we're having a Google Doodle for it. And, of course, there will be calls for it to be made yet another bank holiday. Anyway, let's go off that topic. And make a very neat packaging for Sweet Delight waffles. Possibly. Yeah, I'll go with that. So, anyway, we got this part working. And we got this working for a single video. However, there are multiple videos. So, if we undo this commenting, this is something that we struggled with on Thursday, I believe. Because, apologies, there was no stream on Sunday. The sun was shining, and I wasn't feeling great. So, unfortunately, sometimes real life has to come first. But if we now go back to our local build... the refresh already happened. Wow, I need to remember that rebuilds happen for us and that we don't have to do refreshes. NTW Games, enjoy your errands. If we could all see NTW Games out to the door in the normal yappy dog manner, that would be wonderful. Please and thank you. But yeah, what we tried to do was go, well, alright, there are stream on. There's going to be like 6 or 7 streams. So I thought, well, I'll put a dummy video in there. I'll put my old Monad video in. And we click that button, and all of a sudden, things don't work. So, why is that? Well, let's... we don't have that command, Minxie Rose. You're thinking of the old band stream, aren't you? So, what we were trying to do is we were trying up... Where are we? Where were we? We were trying up here to use the set video call on that player. Now, I don't... Yeah, I know we should have it, possibly. Maybe. Might do. Now, I know that this claims to work, but what I am wondering now, just as a quick thought, is should we just actually recreate the player entirely with a different video? So, let's say that create player now is getting called with nothing, and the options are there. So, who's actually calling this create player? Keyboard shortcut. Actually, let me have a quick look. Shift F12 in VS Code. Okay. Fuel Snable, where's the follow-up to Monads? Let's talk applicative functors. Well, you have an invitation to come on stream and do exactly that with your formlets as well, Fuel Snable. We'll discuss that somewhere, probably in the Discord if you like. But yes, if I can get Fuel Snable to agree to come on stream, or more to the point, if they choose to, I'm not going to push anyone, but that is a topic I'd really like to cover, and I think that having Fuel Snable on stream with us would really help with that, especially with the applications of applicatives. That's a mouthful. So let's have a look. Where is create player used? Now it's Shift F12 in here. And you are used in player loaded. So you're used there to create that player. at this point, we've already got the models VOD, haven't we? So we could always just go model.vod to pass in, and then create player now can take a VOD, well, VOD of string. Evening MJMR. Oh wow, lag of a minute. Fuel Snable, that's not good. Have you tried refreshing your stream? Because that's a bit not very good at all. No lag there. Yeah, I was going to say Streamlabs isn't showing any lag on the chat for me, so sync up with the chat as best you can. Yes, finally had that haircut. So we'll use this create player call and we will do that. So in theory now, this should all load up fine. I will just refresh to make sure. That's good. Because now what I'm going to try and do is, instead of changing the video, using the set video there, I'm thinking, why don't we just go and remake it? Pass in the VOD. You're now going to tell me that you're not mutable, aren't you? So let's go. Oh, okay. So instead of doing that, Minxie Rose, you can hear me in stereo. Yeah, there's going to be like a second or two of lag. Why am I being a fool? Why don't I just go next model is current model with VOD equals VOD, player equals create video. Create video VOD. Or is it create player, wasn't it? No, create video apparently. What's this moaning at? Create player. Of course. You're back to 10 to 15 seconds of lag, Fuel Snable. That's not actually that great, is it? If I remember rightly, we got... Have I got low latency turned on? Let me have a quick look. Don't know how to look exactly. I'm sure I've got low latency turned on, so I'm sure that you should be better. Oh, Minxie Rose, you've got 10 to 15 second lag as well, have you? Wow. Let me do a thing then. No, I knew that was going to happen. Hey, no, that wasn't what I wanted to have up. I wanted those all up. Let's go twitch.tv and see if I can set some settings up on here, because I was hoping that we'd have better lag than that. If I can set some settings up on here, because... Wow, I got it. Why did it not start muted? And that is quite laggy. Oh, channel and videos. Let's have a look. Disconnect protection, yeah, cool. Now I've got low latency on. I do have low latency on. Well, fiddle-dee-dee. Not entirely sure what's happening there then. So a quick glance in the settings here and see if there's anything that I can do about that. No, I think it's encoding pretty much in time. I've got no stream delay on. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, Fuel Snable. We can always discuss that in Discord, because formlets and duplicative functors, and I know what feels wrong here. Hang on, let me do a thing. I knew there was a reason That's better. I never like to be talking off screen. I always prefer to be talking on screen. I knew that was framed wrong and I've forgotten why. Anyway, we've done this. We've now said that the player is going to be recreated whenever we change the video. And have we done anything successful there? Yes. So this is not necessarily a particularly quick way of changing videos, but you know what? It'll do. So that's score one to us. We've done something there that the API might struggle with. Let's take out the play. And let's even turn the autoplay off. To go and have a glance at the Twitch API. I would ask about sounds and stuff, but I'm guessing that the sound is all reasonably good. Otherwise, you guys would already have sort of mentioned it gently to me, I suspect. Okay, so embedding Twitch, video and clips, because we decided we weren't going to try and do the everything thing. Minty Road sound is good, excellent. In an interactive frame. Okay, I'm getting bits of yellow on OBS. That's not good. So can we tell this not to do an autoplay? Can we tell this autoplay go away? Is that a legitimate thing to do? Probably not. That's a shame. That would be a pity. Okay. So, what do we want to do next? I think we need to be looking at the timestamps changing around a little bit. At the moment, our data model is kitted out for a single stream, yeah? We actually need this to be kitted out for multiple VODs. So, actually the stream needs to be renamed as a VOD. Or just video. And then that can be timestamps. There's a timestamp list, and ID we'll have as a string. And is there anything else of interest that we can have in there? I suppose name. So that's what a video now looks like, and type. Let's call it series. Which is going to be a list of videos. That's now going to be an iSeries API. The initial stream can still be an async of, well, video as it would be now, I think. And that should be initial video, really. And we've got a load of errors to deal with. So, what's coming in here? No problems have been detected in the workspace so far. That's not true, I don't think. So, server. Let's try this from the server forward. So, get initial timestamps is a task of stream. The initial stream should be renamed to initial video. That's cool. I can do that. That's returning a task of stream. Well, that should now be a task of video. And to start with, initial timestamps. Well, that could be a task of timestamp list still. And then that, which is our initial video, we need to go get initial timestamps, await the task, and then shove that result, well, let's say something like timestamps is that ID equals some ID, and Um, What else are we looking for? It was name, wasn't it? Oh, that should be an async of video. Okay, what's going on there? Yeah, we need to shove that through now. We're not just composing functions. That needs to be a return bang, does it? I need to start remembering how to do things like this. Okay. So that is an async.await task. Well, that doesn't need to be an await task now anymore. That just needs to go from a task. Oh yeah, it does, because that async, yeah, that goes into an async, doesn't it? So let's not do that. Let's do something a little bit different. Let's go back to that idea. That's a task. Let bang timestamps equal all of that lot. Let's make sure that we're not falling foul of the offside rule here. So that then gives us a list of timestamps. Cool. And we go and do the return from here, don't we? Hi Moiko, how are you doing? I think I've sorted the Twitch API issue out with an ugly nasty hack. Anyway, can everyone welcome Moiko in, please and thank you. How's the start of your week been? How are you coping without having to mod the old man's stream later? That's going to be weird. I might actually get an early night. Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know Moiko is one of my fellow mods on Old Man Seth's channel. So Moiko will have seen these VODs probably once or twice, I would imagine. So yeah, let's just welcome in Moiko in the usual yappy dog manner of yappy dogness. Please and thank you. Okay, so timestamps. I can't type, can I? Timestamps are going to be those. ID is, we haven't worked out yet what video ID that is. And name equals, again, stream one. And this is now moaning for some reason. Oh yes, because we actually want to return the task of video now, don't we? That would make more sense, except it still doesn't seem to. Timestamp list is not compatible with something. Okay, it's not a let bang, it's a let, because we've already got the text file stuff there. Oh, that's fine. Okay, I can deal with that. You're well, and the start of your week was good. Excellent, glad to hear that, Moiko. I'm not too bad, thanks. A little bit tired, so again, I'm trying to do a bit of a shorter format stream these days, thinking that might help a little bit. Anyway, to show you the sort of site, I think you've probably seen this before, Moiko, but oh look, there's a Miss Brienne. So if you remember when the old man was doing his teaching streams, we had Lord of Worms, wonderful person doing some wonderful timestamp work. Well, these are the titles from his timestamps. And, alright, we can just click there and get to exactly where the old man's talking about this sort of stuff. Or we can use this bit and search, oh, I don't know. Did we go into the Warrens? Apparently, there's tips for Warrens provisions there. So it's really, we're doing just a bit of a tool to help people learn about Darkest Dungeon, making use of Lord of Worms' wonderful timestamps and the old man's most charming and fabulous streams, as only the old man knows how to do. Hang on, I'm getting a message. Right, hang on. Streaming on Twitch. If people are going to ask what I'm up to, I will ask, I will answer, and I will send them a link to the stream. Especially as I know how to do that on my phone. Look at the professional people. Look at the professional. Look at how I'm not. That works. I can do that. I can say words. Excellent. So, I'm glad you're liking the look of this, Moiku. Obviously, if you want to watch this sort of stuff yourself, it's you can do it with voice. Also, let me go to the live version. There is a version of this live now at a website that I'm about to link in chat, and will probably be in chat by the time you hear me do that. So there is a website to play with. Obviously doesn't look pretty yet and won't for a while, I suspect. But hey ho. Game tip from Fuel Snable, Katana Zero. You tried and really like it. In which case, Fuel Snable, what's it about? What's it like? What does it do? And how do I get it? So alright, we've got the server code updated to some degree. We've still got no ID in there. Well, for now, let's just say that we know that our first stream is going to be at the ID of that particular VOD. So we'll hardcode that for now. Yeah, aesthetics can definitely come later, Moiku. And if anyone who knows how to do CSS and that kind of fun malarkey, do let me know. And graphics and things, because it'd be lovely to have those. Before anyone asks, I haven't looked into licensing the correct font for things, because really I'm expecting it not to be cheap, and this is a project that's I don't want to pump huge amounts of money into, let's say. I don't mind putting some in, but let's keep this all above board. Oh look, coffee. I will have a swig. Side-scrolling hack and slash with story and slowing down time. I think I'll probably pass on that then, Fuel Snable. To be honest, at the moment, I have way more games than I have time to play them. So, really, me looking at game tips could be tricky.
Our community grows.
Thank you very much for the follow, Moiku. Let's have some Yappy Dog hype in chat for Moiku, if you could, please and thank you, for those with Yappy Dogs. For those without, if you've got any dogs at all, come and do dogs. Because dogs on stream are always amazing. Right, let's get that a little bit away from the right of the screen, shall we? So, server side, we're pretty much done. Moiku, in answer to that, I am 99% sure that I can. But as the font is, I've traced the font down to the creator's website, and it is a font that you require a professional license to use it in the capacity that we want to. And I'm certainly not going to try and contravene that and just go, you know what, I'm stealing the font from the game files or from the internet. So you can, it is doable, but frankly, you know, as a professional software developer, I'd rather not go, I want to develop software for money, by the way, I'm going to steal people's stuff. So that's a little bit wrong. Not just illegal, but a bit, I've got moral issues doing it. There's only one font, says Fuel Snable. Consolus, which I don't use anywhere. I do not use Consolus. Anyway, let's crack on, because we've now got an iStream API. Well, the iStream API doesn't exist because we called it iSeries API. Timestamps, well, we now want actually VODs, don't we? Although, do we just pull down a single stream at a time? This is again where we've got to start making decisions. So shared, the model is video series list, but it's only pulling down one VOD. So actually that's handy. Let's carry on just pulling down one VOD. In client, which means we can go video is just going to be the video. Which means we don't need the VOD ID there because that comes down as part of the video. Okay, so stream is not defined. That's because we're now looking at video. Record label VOD is not defined. No, that is absolutely fine because that won't be. We're going to get that dynamically. Timestamps is now videos, I think. Is now video instead of videos. That's not... Oh, so that needs to be an option. Okay, we can do that. Timestamp API initial video now. So just some simple moving things around. Model doesn't create timestamps because it now creates a video with some, well, let's video and video there. See if I can rename this because this should now be video loaded. Enjoy your lurk, Moiku. Thank you very much. If you're stable, no. I don't use consoleless. I use, for F#, we're using Fire Code because I quite like ligatures. For most other things, I'm a Liberation Mono fanboy. Okay, so switch to video VOD. Well, we're now not going to be doing that. We're just going to have the current model with the player as create player VOD, which means we now need to do... we need to request details for the new VOD. And I already think we're going wrong on this because I'd like to be able to search through all of the VODs at once. But let's stick it with it. Like, in fact, let's not. Let's do the changing now. Essentially, where we've gone wrong, I should be returning the whole series. So really, all this does is send the series back. So should this actually be on the server at all, or should we just be making a client-side app? No, we need a server-side app for future plans. So we'll stick with that plan. Do you know what? We'll stick with what we've got for... Nah, no, we won't. I want to actually be able to search them all at once. We already know that that's what we're doing. So let's go and... just do a couple of things there. That was expected to be a video. No, it's a stream. It's a series now. Because we need everything on the client so that we can filter the whole thing. So for now, I think that's all the changes we need at the server side of things. Shared is all up to date. Client will now have even more changes. So initial video now becomes initial series. Video loaded now becomes of series. So let's do another rename to series loaded. That now needs to be renamed to series, which means that we will need a video in here as well. at some point. Series should not be a video option anymore. It should be a series option. I think video will need to be in here, or at least a pointer to a video. Let's see what happens. So model.timestamps, well, model.timestamps should not exist. Let's try something else. Minxie Rose, will I be using this code as a template for the DD2 educational streams? Yes, I will, and I will be using it as a template for some of my stuff as well, potentially. There's things that can be extracted out of this for all sorts, and potentially for other streamers. So, I mean, one of the reasons that this isn't open source yet at the moment, and I don't know if it ever will be, is that there's a possibility of it being commercialised. So, I don't know yet. I want to see what happens where. Why is this all indented in so far? Don't know, to be honest, at the moment. Don't really care that much. Let timestamps equals, we're now going to say that that is going to be model.series. We'll shove it through an option editor. And that will work as many times as we want, won't it? So fun time videos goes to, well, this can now, in fact that probably needs to go there. So it oh no, it doesn't need to be, does it? It needs to be option.map. What does map do? Oh, it goes from option to option to option. Okay. Shouldn't this be bind then? No, option.map will do for now. Fun videos goes to videos. Shove it through a list dot. Before we go too far, let's actually get some kind of description as to what I want and where the colour for that out. Should be closer to that. So, data model as we've got it. Let's talk this through, shall we? Let's see if I've got the fortitude to do that. So we have a series which has multiple videos, each of which has multiple timestamps. And the series is an option. So what I want to do is, if we have a series, so in essence, we do a match first. Then we get, for each video in videos, timestamp in timestamps. This smells like a bind to me. This smells like a list bind. Map should have the signature map. Takes a function that goes from to unwrapped. Yep, okay, I get that. That's what map should do. So actually, why don't we just do the dumb thing here first? And then we'll look if we can pretty it up. Yep, I agree with your Snable on the... Essentially, I'm looking at that and thinking that's a select many, which is actually a bind. let's do the DOM first. So let's go match model.series with some videos and none. Well, this is option.bind, isn't it? That's got to be something like that, because some videos, then we go videos well, this has to be a sum anyway, so let's go let t's equals video shove through list bind. Why do you not have a bind on there? It's not in just little. It's not there, is it? No. Do we really not have bind in here? Is it called something daft? Is it called something? Is it collect in this? Collect takes a T and a U list. Yeah, that's definitely bind, isn't it? I think we all agree with that. And this is essentially what people would also recognise as a flat map. So, video goes to... so TS is a video, videos through there. Video goes to... well, it returns a list, doesn't it? Video.timestamps. And that TS is now a timestamp list. Excellent. We can do things with that at some point. And then we just return a hello Voodoo32. Bot's not running. Until I've got some better throttling on the bot, it's not running. Also, it wouldn't have caught that horn because it has to be the only thing in the chat. And also, just to... in fact, this is important. When that bot's running, the only time that horn command is to be used is when I am screwing up stream-wise. If, say, let's say I'm on that scene and talking to you guys about what's going on my screen now and typing away, that is really the only time that the horn command needs to be used. Not sure whether to limit that to mods yet, or whether to let everyone have it, or VIPs. I'm not sure. I might put some filtering on that one. But anyway, back to this. So we now want to return some TS timestamps. Or if chat is covering the code, yeah, exactly that, Minx Heroes. Exactly that kind of thing. So now we're going to suggest that we're matching that. I know this could all be probably combined somehow, and I'm sure at some point it will be. You need a break from playing Dark Souls-like games. Fuel Snable Bind, otherwise known as flat map in some languages, which makes sense when one thinks of collections. Yeah, I don't like the terms flat map and collect particularly. Collect is fine in F# to me because it's only used when it's collections. I mean, for instance, you could now, and we'll have a look at this. We'll go option.bind. Let's try it if I spell that. So option bind would help there, but this is this would actually be more a map, wouldn't it? Because we just want that. So option map, fun, videos goes to Really, it's doing that. Okay. Shove that through the option map. Probably want to be doing that, don't I? And then none of that needs to happen, and in theory, we have the same code. Not particularly nicely presented. So, model series with an option map in it, and that now comes out as a timestamp list option. Cool. Video 32 is playing Devil May Cry on super hard difficulty. Oh no, not timeout. Not timeout. Are you missing out, Voodoo? Some casual games are amazing. MJNA, good night. No worries, thank you for dropping by. Hoping everything's all well. So yeah, we've got that one sorted. Of course, there's gaping holes here that I'm sure everyone's seen. Why we've got gaping holes. We'll fill those at some point. Yeah, play Stardew Valley does have zero stress minx heroes. It is also an incredibly difficult game to some degree. Casual games are great, really. And to be fair, I don't think you could exactly call Stardew particularly casual anyway. Also, I'm not a fan of casual being used as an insult. Casual games are awesome. Believe me, for someone that has no time for gaming, anything where I can stick like 10 minutes into a game is great. So, what else is moaning now? The field of constructor VOD is not defined. Well, that's fine because we go model dot series dot for now. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, of course, we've got to deal with that, haven't we? So, let's do it this way. Match model dot series with some video goes some videos go to that. So videos head ID. Let's assume that we just want the first one to start with. Model.series and of course the non to unit. And what's moaning here? Put everything where it belongs. Voodoo, there's this flying enemy that strikes you with a pike and you have to jump at a super precise time. You can't cancel attacks, so you've got to manage your combos well. Yeah, it's not my kind of game, to be honest. I'd much rather play something like Railway Empire or City Skylines, Stardew Valley, Darkest Dungeon, for which there is a tutorial series. And believe me, anyone that thinks that they can play that without a tutorial series, good luck. It's tricky. It's difficult. It is properly hard. Wow, that one of these lights is actually too bright. Oh, focus. Let's see what happens if I switch this light off just for now. That's probably better, actually. We'll stop using that light there to stream with. Darkest Dungeon casual. No. Darkest Dungeon, I would never describe as casual. Wow. I knew I'd got a lot of light. I didn't realise I'd potentially got too much. That'll have to be dealt with at some point because, wow, that's probably better now. Yeah, that's probably better. I know it's washed out, but you can at least see me. Yeah, that might be... that might be advantageous, actually, to run like that as a setup. Okay, lighting setup changes in the middle of stream. So, we've now got everything that should compile should work. Terminal's saying that we're working. And if I go and hit reload because I don't trust that the reload's happened, click the Monads video and go back to that previous stream. Okay, so we touch wood, we have broken nothing. However, what say that we stick for now, a bogus second video in? The server, we suggest that we have that one, and let's have another video. Timestamps. In fact, that can come on a new line and doesn't need that then. Timestamps equals. What are you? You are a list of timestamps. So let's have a single one. What is a timestamp? A timestamp is a description of time. Description. Something odd. And the... Hang on, what are we looking at for the time? Oh yeah. Time is a timestamp of, let's say, let's throw a time span in of hours, minutes, seconds, 0 to 30. And that will be video ID of something. Let's make it my monad one again. And name is discover a monad. And if we chuck into there that, we can look at wiring this up a little bit better. So at the moment you'll see no real change. Let's at least stick something there different though. So this is just really a dummy video with a dummy set of timestamps in. And a big reason I wanted to do that is because I want to now come back here and see what's found. So let's reload this up. And that something odd shows up. Now let's see if I start typing. Yep, that still shows up. And that gets us to 2 minutes and 30 seconds within whichever video. So we've at least got the timestamps working for multiple videos. Now I want to change these. Hello there, Pezzy Pink. How are you doing? If we could all welcome in Pezzy Pink and Fubarius. I'm sorry I missed you, Fubarius. And Turbo Nautilus. Wow, I am bad with chat, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologise. Welcome in, Pezzy Pink, Fubarius, and Turbo Nautilus. It's a good job I've got a mod who's on time. Oh look, yeah. Let's go off that for now. So we have some timestamps. Thank you very much, Fubarius. We have timestamps, and let's now go back to here and suggest. Well, instead of this being a suite of buttons like this, let's create ourselves a new component to play with. I believe that there are components in here. Yeah, we're just calling them that sort of stuff. Let video button. And we'll go name vard. And I will declare my types. And we don't get the dispatch function here, do we? What's this on click? To react mouse event to a unit. And do we want to pass the dispatch function into here? Or do we stick with this kind of thing? Make it a switch to video function, maybe. Fubarius, we still need to use the dispatch function, so yeah, we could always do that. We could go React element. React mouse event to unit and suggest that. But then at that point, is it really worth having this? So combine the functions beforehand. As in, do what? See, even if we... I don't exactly get what you're saying, Fubarius. Are you thinking of something similar to that kind of thing? Oh, and we passed the... So it's timestamp to unit. Or in this case, string to unit. No, because we want to pass the VOD in. We want to pass the VOD itself in, don't we? Okay, what game is that, Voodoo, that you're talking about with Mink Zeros? Devil May Cry 4. No, I think I'll keep away from that. Hang on, what does dispatch take? Dispatch itself will take a thing, won't it? Dispatch takes a message to a unit. Do you know what? Let's not bother. Let's take this idea out for now and just do the simplest thing. And if the refactoring comes to us, it comes to us. So that's now a sequence. Which means we have to pull it out of there, don't we? We need to then go video buttons. Let video buttons equal that. And we've got... Why are you invalid? Oh yeah, of course. Because for now, let's go yield. So for a strict one step at a time thing, that should give us absolutely no difference here. And of course, yeah, that's all really, really good. Okay, let's not stick with my stream. Let's go to that one instead. So, where are we with chat? To be honest, Voodoo32, not my kind of game. It may well be excellent, but not for me. I'm gonna stick with things like Darkest Dungeon, possibly. More, to be fair, city builders and transport simulations. Just my kind of thing. Yeah, I was going to say Voodoo. No, chat point 30 minutes ago? That's cute. Fuel Snavel's coming out with good game names. Voodoo, I'm not really in the market for accepting game donations. Thank you, but to be honest, I don't have huge amounts of time, and I don't really game on stream. I don't even know the Devil May Cry series. I'd probably have a little look at it, but that's about, you know. I've heard enough that I'm not convinced I'd like it. I will have a look. That's all I can say. Factorio, definitely in my wheelhouse. Tropico, I've yet to play. Would like to. Have you tried Factory Town, Fuel Snable? That's a really good game for me, I think. And something I would like to get my hands on is Satisfactory. I'd love to have a play of that at some point. That really does look good. Okay, so we're still working. So this now needs to become more interesting. This needs to be model.series. Shove through an option.bind. Video goes to, because that will be a video. Oh no, that'll be a series. Fun videos goes to videos. Shove through list dot map. Fun video goes to and then it is literally, hang on, let me do things. The dog on the stream that you saw, Voodoo32, is owned by Old Man Sethus. Hang on, that shouldn't be a map, should it? That should be an iter. And we've got problems. No, that shouldn't be. That should just be a map, actually. We take the yield out of there, and we go yield bang, don't we? Do we? What's this actually moaning about? Oh boy, here we go. Oh, you heard a dog in the background. That's possibly that of a neighbour. Why can I not get in front? Why don't I just go to the problems thing? Get expecting a series to an A option. Of course, that's because it should be option.iter. Videos goes to, well, what's list.map? Nah, so that should just be a list.iter as well, I suspect. And yield in there. Is that what we're saying? No, we're not actually. So that should be a list.map, surely. Option.iter. Ah, that returns a unit, so it needs to be option. Not .bind, surely. Looks like we might want to remove the seek unused maps, concats, and whatever. You might have a good point actually there. You might have a very, very good point. Model.series is a series option. Throw it through bind to give an option. Then that lot all disappears. So the bind still returns another option, doesn't it? We need to have video buttons returning a default width or something like that, don't we? Depth thunk. He gets the value of the option if it's none. Ah! So actually we can do this, can't we? Oh, default value? I was going to say that should work, and then we just shove it through something here. So default with default value is probably a better option there. Then we'll shove it through a, well, at this point we know we've got a series, so we can just stick it through the map to get that, can't we? Now obviously at the moment these are all hard coded to be that first series, so we've made a retrograde step, but we see both buttons coming up. So now just sub in what we need. So that now needs to be video name, and that needs to be video ID. And if we go back, we have both of the videos that we require. Handy stuff. Very handy stuff. Wow. You think my dispatch is returning unit? Pezzy Pink? Dispatch should return unit. That's exactly what it does in the model view update paradigm. And in Elmish. It takes a message and returns unit. It is the function that we use to dispatch a message. Yeah. Cool. Yes, of course, we can't see the whole line because I am goof. No, don't apologise. Do not apologise. We're not having that. You asked a legitimate question. You know, let's not be doing all this. Oh, what the? Oh, hang on. Here we go. Multi-cursors are cursing me here. Because that really should be a spaces 2. I don't know. I will sort the formatting of this out at some point, I'm sure. So we've got the video buttons. They're now hooked up correctly. In theory. That's handy. The column selection in VS Code Fuel Snable, don't start me on that rant. You know where that goes. So we've now got a reliable way of selecting different videos. Let's now work on the fact that when I click this something odd button down here, I don't want 2 minutes 30 seconds. In this, I want it in the other video, so I want to change videos. And that's important. We need to dispatch. We need to change videos if and only if our current video is different to the new one. And then we need to seek to the timestamp. Pezzy Pink, the problem with games like Factorio is they burn the same paths as programming, so you might as well just work on your own projects. To some degree, I would agree. To some degree, it's quite fun to do something different. I mean, it's all well and good saying that you're using the same brain paths, but you're doing it more for a different enjoyment thing. And you get to see pretty colours on the screen instead of the dark theme or the light theme that we've got for text. It is nice to do that. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Different light rust. Fubarius. Yes, okay. But it's still programming, isn't it, Rust? Unless you're on about the game Rust, which I don't know because I've never played. So we have an issue. We have a timestamp, which when we click on it, we just go to that particular timestamp. Where's the button for that? Yeah, so it goes to there and set time and dispatch. So we now don't need to just set a time. It needs to set a video time. Rust is also an excellent game, as says Video 32. You recommend turning chat of any kind off, though. Is it online, then? because again, I'm not an online thing. Set video time, let's call it that. That's not now of a float, but of a video. Well, let's say string float for now. Nah, video. Player versus environment for the win. I just don't like it when, you know, I get people shouting at me because I'm not very good at games. So set video time now takes a video and a float, which means that is moaning. That's going to say set video time of time and vote. And vote? And float. So current model is a model. What does the model have? It has a time, which is a float. Well, time can be a float, but we now need a current video, which is of type video. So now that we've added that in, current video is going to be So this is an option again. Play games with Old Man Sethus, be bad at life together. How about now? How about not for me, thank you. Okay, so we've now got... yeah, and of course, it would help if when assigning I remembered how to do assignments. Cool. So set video time now doesn't take a time. It takes a video and a time. So what we need is... let current video... oh gosh, this needs to not be an option, doesn't it? Let's do it as a string for now. Let's say that it's a string and a float. Current video ID becomes a string. This is bad, but for the sake of speed, let's give it a go. That now needs to be current model.video, current video ID, time, current model is apparently not defined. I disagree. In fact, I wholeheartedly disagree. Or does a pattern match not let me do this? Can I not pattern match on things like that? Binding to a new variable for various. So how do I say I don't want to bind? How do I say I want the current value of this, not a binding to it? Actually, I don't do that, do I? I go, so we're going to say when the video... so this is all done when we're in the current video, which is important. And then obviously the switch to video needs to happen. Oh, the switch to video... we could actually be smart here. We could do something really weirdly interesting. I think. See, I now want to just dispatch two things. I want to dispatch switch to video and then I want to dispatch the set video time message. So essentially, I want to go I need to do 2 commands, don't I? Aha! Command.batch. What does command.batch take? It takes a sequence of commands. So let's batch it up. Hopefully it'll do it in order. So hopefully it'll do command.batch, command dot of message that, and that wants to have video, and I want another command of message. So does batch processing in Elmish happen? Is this deterministic? As in, can I guarantee that one will happen before the other? Set video and time. And yes, I'm being rather inconsistent here with my use of the terms video and VOD. VOD is literally video on demand. So and that to do actually disappears because we're not doing it that way. So set video time, where we haven't got the same video, is going to switch to the video and then do the set video time. And each time I hope that what it's going to do is update the models correctly. So set video time now should be called here, and unfortunately again we need to grab not just the total seconds but essentially the video ID. Now, of course, that's not currently in the timestamp because that's just a timestamp for now. And that is found in this filtered list here. So, of course, the list collect video goes to video timestamps. We need to map each timestamp to become a video timestamp. List map. Oh, hang on. Yeah, I thought that was the issue there. That now needs to become timestamp goes to it isn't coffee fairy time. Thank you very much, Minxie Rose. I'm probably not going to bother too much with the coffee at the moment. So the timestamp now is going to return a time of timestamp timestamp dot time and a name. Well, video ID of video.id. I am not playing Pogo Stuck Fuel Snable. Have I got a new enough version of F Sharp where I can anonymous record this? I might have. Constraint mismatch. What's having the mismatch where? Ah, that doesn't have a... Oh, so we do need the description as well. That's fine. Let's stick that in. And of course, an equals never hurt the joint. And a semicolon where they actually belong. Okay, so that's now no longer moaning. I'm not convinced I like this setup. Let's see if I can make myself a little bit happier with it with some nasty indentation. If anyone's thinking that this looks horrible, I'm going to agree. And I do wonder if we need to do work on this somehow. So... alas, let's see if it works first, shall we? So, in theory, let's go across to here. And this is great, and if we go argument for zealous accusation, click, hot tip reminder that the first stutter is not random. Oh, we're getting nothing off on those. What happens if we go for the... Ooh, hello. Firefox crash. Or has Firefox just been nasty to me? Right, something is going wrong here. Don't know if it's my machine. Don't know if it's Firefox. Let's try and click the something odd button. Right, nothing's happening. So, somewhere we've goofed this. Is all I can kind of say to that. That's a pity. Okay, so... let's suggest that we'll, just for now, see what happens if we go there and see if at least part of that refactor's worked. Or part of that rework's worked. So this should behave like it used to. So if we click there, yeah, that works. Click. Something odd, click. I wonder if things don't get updated the way they should. Yeah, current video ID doesn't get updated, does it? So, first off, we need to have that initial model goes to series loaded, goes somewhere else. Goes there, doesn't it? Series as that video, and let's suggest, well, that's not a video anymore, is it? That's a series. Oh, Control R doesn't do what I... Yeah, of course, it's F2 in this, isn't it? Series. So let's suggest that current video ID is also going to be set to series head ID, because that is the case. Switch to video means that we need to also set the current video ID to that as well. And then let's see what happens, at least here first off. So, reset. And we get an ID in there, cool. And after the update, we're getting current video IDs again. So, back to now see if we can use that. So, stick the guard back in. And again, looking at there, that seems to work. Looking all the way there, that seems to work. If we go to the something odd one, that's loading up and loading the correct video as well, I believe. Oh, doesn't do it in order. Bother. Okay, so it does at least change the video, but these commands are non-deterministic. So, can we aggregate commands in Elmish with some form of and then thought? Can we do that? Let's go and have a look at the Elmish source or something. So, command.batch Elmish. Okay, command Elmish. And we have source, commands goes through list concat. And concat, yeah, does that. Okay. Minxie Rose, will you ever be able to search for Veteran Siren? Very possibly. Obviously, we need more timestamps and we need this bit to work as well. I mean, you can already search for things with spaces in. That much I'm convinced. So for Fable, we can use promises, but that's not us. Are the native JavaScript calls awaited? Asks Fuberius. That is a good question. I suspect probably not. Because all we're doing is... I mean, remember, all that we're doing here is going switch to video. I don't think that any of this... None of this that I can think of is asynchronous. All of this, I would suggest, is probably synchronous. I mean, Twitch Player itself is just new Twitch Player 01. And let's just do that for now. So... You have a good point, though, Fuberish. You have a very, very, very good point. So maybe we need to hook into the player being loaded, don't we? Do we get a timestamp in here? Scroll to time. Set the time. Yes we do. Oh, hello. So actually, why don't we say that player loaded needs to also set the video time? Yes, they do get executed in order. However, I do just wonder if the player loaded needs to also set the player's time up correctly. So do something like player seek next model dot time. So if we do that and then suggest that, hey, you know what, we're not going to do the whole batching thing. We're going to just set the new model up. Fuberius can create player set it initially. Possibly, actually. Well, yeah, it really probably can, because we can always do it there. Yeah, create player could set the time. Let's try this and then we'll refactor it in. So current model now needs to become current. Well, we now need to adjust the time with so let's see what happens now. Let's go back to our template. We're back running and go to the something odd one. Oh, we didn't get the time change in there though, did we? So we go back to Y attack to crit. And again, we don't seem to get the times in there. So yeah, let's go with Fuberius' idea. Let's suggest that create player can take a time in as well. I'm hoping that this is what you're suggesting, Fuberius. Let player equal that. Player seek to that time, and then just go player like that. You were thinking the options. You could be right in the options. It could. And survey says no. Unfortunately, that ain't a go. The options are literally width, height, channel video collection, and possibly plays in line. Everything else is done on the method. Yeah, okay, let's suggest that we do that. In fact, to try and catch this out, let's suggest that we go VOD time. Let's tuple this up, only because I know that we call this already, and to partially apply this would be an error. So now we've got the error explicitly stated there. Let's tidy that up. Okay, so there we're saying switch to video. Well, that now doesn't need to be a switch to video. Essentially, set video time does both, doesn't it? So switch to video can die. Which means switch to video there can die. Which means that now needs to be... Well, that's the one that we're not too bothered about yet. That goes... Well, set video time. Yeah, we can do. Shove that through something called set video time. That now would like a time in it as well. Well, let's say model.time. And of course we do have to now, I believe, bracket that up. So let's now say, well, that switch to video, that's
Our
where...
community grows.
Thank you very much, S-Time Stream. Thank you very much for the follow. Please tell me if I'm pronouncing that wrong, or if I've completely missed what your name actually says, as is probably the case, because it's me and I am tired and bad. Anyway, so set video time when we've got the current video is fine. We can do that really easily that way. Now, what we actually need to do is go... let next model equal, well, this lot really. Current video ID equals video. Player equals create player video time. set the scroll, and command.none. Stime is a word. Ah, fair enough. I don't know the word stime. Well, thank you very much for letting me know about that. So I might be about to learn something, and welcome into the stream. Thank you for the follow. Don't think I've seen your name in here before, so where have you from? Where have you found us? What do you do? All the rest of it? Or, you know, if you don't want to say, that's entirely your decision as well. But inquiring minds would like to know. And I am in inquiring mind. Just to clear that up. So we're all compiled, we're all in theory running. So back here we go. We have the old man, click on that. It doesn't seek anywhere. Why are we not seeking? Oh, we've started to seek again. And we're seeking there. But let's start this from fresh. So click loading. Okay, and it's there. First week Hamlet Basics should be quite a way back there. Cool. And if we click something odd. Why has it all of a sudden, because it loaded that. Did the create video. Did the time to 150 seconds, which is correct. And then ignored every word I said to it. Because yippee. So let's click intro with audio, because this should bring us back to about 12 minutes. And it doesn't. And again, click something odd. That should bring us back to set the time. But it appears like it doesn't. Obviously, if I now go down and click that again, that sets it to exactly what we expected. So let's let that run a bit, or even go to there for now. And see why this isn't kicking off correctly.
Hold the line.
Whoa!
This Hamlet shall not fall.
Thank you very much, Dev Chatter, for the viewers. For those who don't know me, I'm Gareth Hubble. I tend to stream... Actually, why am I doing that now when everyone's probably watching an advert? Give me a minute or so, and then I will go into the spiel. Thank you very much, S&B and Brendonius, for the hype. Hi there, everyone. Can everyone let me know when you finished watching the advert, no doubt, for something on Amazon Prime? Do let me know, so that I can spiel away. But yes, thank you very, very much for that raid. Okay. I think you should all have seen your advert by now. Am I right? Have we all seen the advert, everyone that's new here? Because I can now go into the spiel. I'm Gareth Hubble, for those who don't know me. I tend to program in F# on stream, or at the weekend I will do some C++. At the moment I'm working on a website using the Safe Stack. This is for a streamer called Old Man Sethus, who is playing a lot of Darkest Dungeon. He's done a tutorial series on Darkest Dungeon. Please go and watch him if you can handle the sweariness. I don't swear on this stream. We are family friendly and we're very tolerant of everyone. So please do come in, feel very welcome. You can probably see quite an amount of F# on the screen now. All sorts of projects will happen on here. Feel free to have a follow. I tend to stream on a Tuesday at 8 PM UK time, on a Thursday at the same time, and on a Sunday. We also have a Discord. You can follow me on Twitter. Please do both of those. If I type in something in chat, we can get those links out there. Oh, Minxie Rose beat you to it by about a second, I think. If that. Working on a website using the Elmish stack. Using the safe stacks, which would be Saturn, now not Suave, these days Saturn, Azure, Fable and Elmish. I don't use Azure at the moment, I'm using the Google Cloud Platform, not really covering the deployment on this stream. Looking at trying to set up this website so that we can look at timestamps in Twitch videos in a stream for the Darkest Dungeon game. The project is now live. There is, well, some of it is. So if we go to oldmanteacher.fun2.dev, everyone can see what I'm on about. Fake Fable F# on the web. So full stack F#. We're even using F# for the build scripts via the fake build system. Be warned, the website is very, very sweary. So hence why I don't have the audio on in this stream. So yeah, save. So yes, we're using F# on the back end, F# on the front end. We are using the Fable remoting components so that we can share domain models between the back end and the front end. Everything is F# in this stream. We've also looked at mobile development. We have looked at the Elgato Stream Deck development. So really a variety of things. Thank you very much, Brendonius. Thank you for dropping by. For anyone here who doesn't know Brendonius, otherwise, well, you will know them as Dev Chatter. If I do a quick typing again to shout out Dev Chatter for everyone here who doesn't know one, why do you not know Dev Chatter? Brendonius streams as Dev Chatter. And also, go and have a look there. F# on front end with web ASM? Not at the moment, Simon Gearing. We are using, by the way, welcome in. We're using F# on the front end using Fable, which transpiles from Fable from F# to JavaScript. I am aware that FS Bolero exists, which is a way of doing it using WebAssembly. At the moment, we're sticking with Fable because it's reasonably mature. Which is a rarity for me on this channel to stick with mature technologies. So, once again, thank you very, very much for that raid. And do we have... Yes, let's thank some more hosters because we now have more hosting on here. So thank yous go to Codebase Alpha, to Yakpie, to Viking Coder, to Calvin Allen, to Brandon Satrom, to Rambling Geek, to Brendan Matthews, and to Zorkenheimer. Thank you very, very much, everyone. Thank you for that follow, Crichton1000. I don't know if we're going to get the alert from Streamlabs, because at the moment Streamlabs... Is it Streamlabs I use or Stream Elements? I think it's Streamlabs. I can't even remember the stuff I use at Streamlabs. I don't know if we're going to get the alerts through. Thank you very much, Mixer1337. Brandonius, yes, I have just listed all of the auto hosters. But I will still thank the auto hosters. I think that's a reasonable thing to do. You know, no matter how you're hosting me, I'm always appreciative of people. Interesting to know that both approaches are happening in the F# world. Indeed, very much so. Fable has been around for a few years, actually. And yes, I would say that Fable's probably the best of the transpilers. And yeah, you don't have to do the runtime downloads.
Our community grows.
Thank you very much, Tenno Diablo, for the follow as well. Okay, so Streamlabs is picking up some follows, not others. I can only apologise for that. I don't know why.
Our community grows.
No, Streamlabs is just catching up. Here we go. Is it going to catch the other one? No, it's Streamlabs is...
Our community grows.
Streamlabs was being mean to Crichton1000. It is no longer doing so. Fuel Snables got off the Blazer hype train after you learnt it's interpreting, not jitting. Yeah, I mean, at the moment, there's... The whole... Oh, by the way, thank you very much for that. Follow upgrading Dave as well. Let's see if Streamlabs picks that one up. Yeah, you call me Gareth Bleeding Edge or Hubble, whereas I call myself many names that I can't mention on this stream, for many reasons.
Our community grows.
Come on, Streamlabs, catch up. You can do it. You can do the catching up thing. You can do it. Also, for those new to the stream, much like Dev Chatter's stream, all questions are absolutely welcomed. I'm here to chat with everybody. I'm here to be Why are you shouting out Streamlabs, Winksy Rose? Fair enough. I didn't know Streamlabs had a Twitch channel. I'm not even sure that they do. For those who are new here, I'll probably mention, ask any questions you want. There's no sort of pressure for work to happen on this stream. This is really just we're learning things. So we're all having an enjoyable time here. This is the more interactive this is, the better the stream is, even if we get not that much done. Upgrading Dave, you are doing a stream where you're learning Clojure. Well, Upgrading Dave, what I must do now that you've said that, is I must throw a follow in your direction. Oh, let's not display that on stream, though. Upgrading Dave, have a follow. And yeah, go on, let's turn on the notifications as well. Because I would also like to learn... well, I'm trying to learn Clojure myself a little bit. So it'd be interesting to see how you're going about it. Yeah. Simon Gearing, as a C# dev, you're expecting it to be thoroughly confused, but it'll be interesting to have a look at a real-world F# code base. I will say that this isn't probably not the best F# code base, purely because I'm a beginner to it all, realistically. What's the true nature of Dark Energy code base, Alpha asks? No idea. But yeah, F# bits will be confusing, Simon. What all I'll say to you is ask as many questions as you can. There are plenty of people in here who will answer as much as they can. I will try and answer as much as I can. Chat with us all in the Discord. There are plenty of people, again, there who are very, very well versed in functional programming. At the moment, we're in a bit of we're getting into the nitty-gritty of why the Twitch API is slightly misbehaving for me to some degree. So I like to know what is going on here. Hang on, these are synchronous. Yeah, these are all synchronous. Do you know what? Just to check something, why don't I do something very, very silly? And in this call, go and set a timeout. Set timeout, and that'll take a call back. Fun. Nothing goes to that. And that is... let's just say that... oh, that's set a set timeout token. I don't care about the set timeout token. What are we now getting? Oh, probably the arrow being shoved in a weird way. And now this is moaning. Why are you moaning? Set timeout. Oh! Wow! It's not tupled. It's just that. Okay. So let's see what happens if... let's not use the live. Let's use this variant. See now what happens if I click there. Does it go in and set the time correctly? Hang on. Can I get events? Ha ha ha. Alright. Twitch.player.ready is an event. Hang on. So we're getting events. So to listen to all events, call add event listener. event string and callback as the function. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Okay, so we want to add the event listener ready, don't we? Okay, hang on. We can do something here. Essentially the same kind of thing, but I will get to chat, I do promise that, because I know that I haven't been doing. And the event is called twitch.player.ready. Let's just emit that and go let player ready equal JS native. With the idea that then we go, well, you know what, let's go add event listener. Well, that needs to be on the player, doesn't it? Player, add event listener. Player ready, and the callback is going to be what does the callback give us? Add event listener. Let's assume that we don't actually care at the moment and just go player seek time. Let's just do that. Let's add the event listener and do it that way. Let's have it as a string, shall we? And see where we're at here. Okay, let's do a quick catch up on chat. Crichton, you've read about a bit about it, but you're still confused. Looking forward to learning more. For various, syntax and type system is probably the trickier part. I think really working in that functional manner. For those familiar with C#, if you've worked with Link and you like how Link works, you've probably got a good chance of working with F#. Now let's click this something odd button and see what happens. We should go to the 2:30 section, and it hasn't. Why has that not happened? And permission denied to access properties. There. Okay. Time for console write line. Time for some write line debugging. Where are we? So let's say that function says player seek time. Let's go for browser. Oh, see who catches the log. Oh. That'll do. Where are you? You just take a value. Oh no, you're that. Browser.console.log. That'll just be moving playhead to time. Why is this moaning? Can I throw a toString in there? Okay, so we're compiled. So moving playhead to 0, which we expect. Scroll all the way down to there's something odd. Moving playhead to 150. But the creation isn't doing that. What is going on here? Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on here? To be fair to Fubarius Minxie Rose, Elm lets you create websites. Elm is a front-end web language and framework that works in a very similar way to Elmish. Well, Elmish is so called because it works like Elm. So, and yeah, nice compiler. I probably agree with that. I haven't done too much with it. In which case, Simon, if you're interested because you have a pretty functional approach to C#, F# really is C# without you having to abuse it horribly. So yeah, I think you'll find F# reasonably simple to move to, because you get so much by default that you just wanted anyway from F#. So why is this still not playing nicely? And back to here, and yeah. So let's go for there. Okay, so that's 4 hours and something in. Back to that video, which it isn't working for. Back to this video again. And is it going to try and... It works for this one. Oh, that's not nice. So it works for the first video, but then doesn't for the second one. Because that's not where the playhead should be. It should be there. What's going on? What? Why does this not want to work for... Why is this going to work nicely for the old man's video? So if I go back to his video and go quite late on, that goes in and it moves the playhead after loading. But go back to mine and it just goes to 150. It just goes to there. What's going on, people? Blame old man Seth that he's bad at life. No, we can't just do that. Let's reload everything from nothing, in theory. And that's again persisted something. So we've got the cache disabled. So let's start from 0. And then we'll go across to the something odd video. And it's already gone forward to there. Okay, so we're back at 0 on that one. And then that's gone to 230. So back to the 0. Then here, loads the old man's video in. We're at 70. So that hasn't worked. So should this actually, instead of be ready, be a different event? What is it? Playing. We'll either start video playback or whatever. Player is ready to accept function calls. Well, I disagree that it is now. Let's say playing. So let's say when it starts playing, we'll do these things. Oh, moving playhead to nothing. That was a bad place to move it to then. No, it does just need to be ready, doesn't it? So click the something odd. That hasn't worked anyway. I wonder why that's just not working. I wonder if we get anything with the add event listener function. Problem is we're not getting an example of add event listener. I'd like to see what gets passed in this callback. Well, how about we go and assume that we can just log it. Browser, console, log, options, and see what actually gets passed in. Undefined. So move this back to, yeah, this is back to ready, okay. And let's have another quick look in here. We might now be getting to the point where I'm struggling. So moving playhead to 0 and then undefined. Well, what does this look like in... Oh, gosh. Okay, we apparently can't just go to there. Can I have a look? Can I throw the debugger in? Or can I debug Fable somehow? Wonder if we can do a debugger. Server side can. Client side is source maps. Okay. Let's see what happens then. Let's go to our debugger and go... Where are we? Webpack. Source client, client.fs. And chuck a debugger in. Let's say there. And then click that something odd and see if it hits. Okay, so we got undefined, so options at that point is undefined. Time? How much information do we get? Do we get locals? Block this. Prototype, no. Window global? I mean, what happens if I were to now do that seek? So run through. Fuel Snable, okay, so state management is one opinion on what functional programming is. Higher order of functions and referential transparency at its core is another. There are varying opinions on this, to be fair. Let's have a look at what we're doing here then. So first time round, this might all work. What's time in this case? Can I get hold of time? Time is 0. Cool. That we agree with. Options. Undefined. Yeah, I don't know if I can explain OO, but to be honest, I've never really understood OO as that well. Okay, I've never really understood the modern sort of what a lot of people think of OO to be. So let's run this through. Okay. So we can click buttons here. And whoa, nothing's happening. Is Twitch's API, is Twitch being a Twitch again? Have I got a Heisenbug? Have I really got a Heisenbug? Is this just not going to... Oh, no. Please no. Please no. Please don't do this. Right, okay, so... Clicking that. And it's playing from there. Clicking that, and it will play from... Oh no, it loads up. See, it just isn't working now.
Our community grows.
Thank you very much for that follow, Simon Gearing. I will say as I shut my window. So why is this now all of a sudden telling me to go away royally? Let's change that to at least be back to that. Now we're loading. So we go for the something odd video, which doesn't work because that just snaps to where it was. Then go to this video, snaps back to where it was. And this is when we're using twitch.player.ready. So if we change to the play event, then we'll get that one. So it went slightly there and then back again to where it was previously. That's interesting. So it goes to where we want and then it goes back from there. So who's moving that playhead back? So seek is being called at R and at player loaded. So what happens if we don't seek there? So we've got that set up. We're going to use the something odd, which just is plain not working until I click the button again. And then we click there. It seems to seek to somewhere near reasonable and then goes back. Does Twitch not override its player on recreation but updates it so we get multiple event calls? Good question, Codebase Alpha. Good question, Fuberius, sorry. Is another event firing to move the playhead to the last left off position? That's what I'm wondering, Codebase Alpha. That's where I'm going with this. Let's change this back to ready and see what happens in here, which events we should be going for. Playback blocked is fine. Fabarius, why do I keep forgetting to do that? Yes, I will actually, assuming that I don't have live share installed since I did the reinstall. I will do that next time, possibly. Let's see if I can do it now without having an issue. Visual Studio. Live Share extension pack? Is that now what Live Share is called in this? I mean, that's fine. We'll install it. We'll go with it. I do think it's not too long until we're going to be wrapping up, though. Is this a restart? Must I? Must I really? Oh, we've got a quick start and the welcome page across where you can't see everything because, yay, that's intelligent. Oh no, now I've killed it. I can start a live share up. Okay, sign in with Microsoft on an account that we'll do this over here, shall we? Let's actually type things in as well. Let's do a type in. Send a notification to my telephone. Excellent. Prod a number. Oh, hang on. That's not going to work, is it? Because I didn't do the finishing off of the auth bit. Okay, new request. I have to remember to do Face ID. Let it see my mug first. That's better. Now it's claiming approved. Come on. Oh, okay. There we go. We're in. We are in. Ready to collaborate. Apparently I am. So, if I now do... Oh, yes, go... Don't... Just go... Oh, wow. Really? It's doing that? No, we're not having live share chat. Now I need to resize this back to about there. I don't want a call. I don't want any of that. What I want is for this to be a invite others. Does this not have a read-only option anymore? Live share. Really? This doesn't have... if I can't do read-only live share, I can't share this link. So, unfortunately, until I spend more time on this, which will be another time, I'm not going to be sharing a live share link at the moment. Yay! Simon Gearing, you thought it was on Create. Do you know what? I did too. Oh, well, we've now got... Well, okay, we've got that extension installed, though. Stop collaboration session. Starting collaboration session. Make read-only. Okay, now that it's read-only, there's a read-only session. Are we all happy now, ladies and gentlemen? We have a read-only live share session in. So what I want to look for now is why... Well, the messages are getting printed out anyway. They're getting logged. Always accept anonymous. Go on. So people can do that. Yeah, read-only live share is a feature. We've got it. We're running. Does it have start read-only collaboration session? Either way, we're running. We are in. Oh, look, there's live share chat. Let's not bother with live share chat. Why has it now got all sorts of chat stuff in it? I don't want that. I don't want it to have more stuff than it needs. Tell you what we'll do. here. Let's do a thing. Let's do a pause as well. Let's see. Player event, add event listener. So let player equal Twitch player, old man video options. And then once we're ready, let's go player pause. So we're pausing the player on ready. Except apparently we're not. So if I flick around to here, and then it started playing again. Okay, so it goes to where we want, and then it starts playing. I am now... Oh, go away. I don't want the launch.json. Layers of abstraction, grr. Maybe Minxie Rose, but in fairness, I don't get this. Fuberius, where are you trying to focus my attention to? Yeah, set video time is there. Okay. But what is actually calling that set video time? Where are we going with this? Yeah, okay, those buttons should. Oh, this is weird, having this happen. Oh, I can stop it that way. Okay, so set video time is set there, which I agree, because that's the video ID and the total seconds. And then clicking the top buttons, the video buttons, which we don't even use anymore, sets it to 0 in theory. So in theory, that should set us back to 0. And it does. And that one should pause us at 0 as well. And the second time I click it, it does. Or it starts us. Okay, and that's the right place now. And something odd isn't starting at the right place. And then we'll go for a reasonably late part of Old Man Seth's stream. Pauses, then seeks somewhere. That is not working at all. I mean, I can quite easily make that bit work. But in truth, I don't see why. I mean, let's have a look. Let's go down to... So let's assume that that is only ever called once. What broke, Minxie Rose, what broke is I'm now trying to move between videos. Starting up for the first time. So, okay, we've got starting up for the first time, which if we go in the console, we should see somewhere starting up for the first time, and we do. The question is, can we now, in fact, let's do that. Let's now see if that shows up again. And it doesn't. So we're not getting that problem. What we're getting is something different. So that's not getting called a second time. And we know that the last message that was sent was a set video time was dispatched with that video. And hang on, why is that done? That is line 53.5. Okay, line 53.5. Ah, that's the options that we're setting the video, creating the video with. Okay, cool. We don't need that. But as just said, we're creating that video. And so we've now created that video. And then we're saying we want to add an event listener to that and then return it. Now, event listener is the player ready event, which does that. So if we go and have a look for this within the JavaScript itself, let's see if we can detangle this just enough to make sure that what's generated is what we think should be generated. Debugger. Let's go into app-whatever.js and search for that. So we've got player. So we've got var player equals new Twitch player, old man video, and those options. We agree with that. And then player dot add event listener twitch.player.ready, a function with arg1, which does the console log. And all the rest of it. And again, this is being a nuisance. Var player equals a new one of them. Player.add event listener, twitch.player.ready. I mean, we're getting that call because the moving playhead stuff is happening. Then we're doing player.pause and return player.seek.time. Which should just be unit, but let's just return unit for now from this function. I don't think this should be an issue. But yeah, and then we're returning the player as it is. So all of that JavaScript, I know it's in an eval block and all the rest of it, but that all looks like what we're expecting to see, isn't it? That is all what we're expecting to see. That looks reasonably familiar to us. Yeah? Not bookmarks. Come on. Twitch.player.ready is just the string ready. Okay, so let's, for the sake of an argument, although I'm sure that's getting called, it's the player pause, player seek. What happens if we do just return unit? Moving playhead to player pause, player seek, and it doesn't return anything. So that's exactly the function that we would have written, isn't it? That has to be the function that we would have written. So that being said, we can go to the something odd video. It comes up as 224. That's a bad time to use. Okay, let's go back to the first video. Turn negative quotes into an advantage. That's not at 5 minutes 30 something in. Shall we log out the player? So the object is has a bridge, has event emitters and stuff. Okay, this is all confusing stuff. Unfortunately, looking at the time, we have been streaming quite a while. For my sort of insistence that I were going to do a shorter stream, we clearly haven't done that, have we? I don't understand why this isn't working. Does anybody anywhere have any idea what's going on here? Let's see if we can do, you know, debugging. Let's do mob debugging. So pauses the player. Then seeks to the specified timestamp and resumes playing if paused. Cool. And we can't, during the creation, just do a quick seek in the creation itself, can we? That doesn't just work. Where is the player storing state for video progress? Very, very good question. I don't have an answer to that. I don't have an answer to that question, oddly enough. That's something I probably should look at. Oh, model.currentPlayer. Yes, but we're setting the model.current time, are we not? There's a good question. Fuberius, that's exactly what I've done there. I've done a player seek. The player has state lifetime outside of my control, and I'm assuming that I'm the only source of that timestamp when it has its own state if it's loading. It does have its own state that it's loading. I accept that. But I'm saying on ready, I want you to pause and then seek to the time that I state. So I've already kind of taken into account the fact that we've done that. We're overriding it on 58, yeah. Yeah, we're overriding its state, but it's trying to override mine. Time there, well, where is that actually set? That is defined there, set there. We'll set it in set video time, which is fine. I don't see anything illegitimate about doing that. It's been set there in the next model, in the set video time, which is exactly what we are expecting it to do. This is the, we want to set up a new player, so we're doing player equals create player video time. And the obvious question is then, can we throw a seek in there? But I think we should have done that. And then, obviously, the dispatch there is just, you know, again, setting it up for the first time, which with that console log, we've confirmed we're only calling this once. So, we've set its initial state on page load. We do not reload, otherwise we would see a repeat of that in the logs, which we don't. So let's prove that we don't. Let's say we're on page load and we'll see that once, I suspect. We see it. Oh, hang on. Why are we seeing that twice? Series loaded and player loaded. Okay, that's not what I expected to see. I question that. But let's go to the something odd video. We don't get to see that again. So, yeah. Why is that getting called a second time though? That's not good. Control F5. Let's just make sure. We are creating that video twice, but for the first time. And that's on a series loaded and a player loaded. So what is player loaded and why are we now interested in player loaded in that message? Because that sets up our current model with a new player. So set video time. Let's try something else, shall we? Let's say that we do that. This doesn't get to do the time bit, which is fine. And now we instead go for this version, next model player. Does that make some semblance of sense? And now we're going to find ourselves with errors here, aren't we? So that's expected to be a string and it isn't. Well, that's how we fix that. And again, that we just don't need to stick there either. Okay. It's looking like an order of events issue, meaning messing with state management. If it's not documented, it might help to have a test harness player that we can look at the events in the order that they come in. That's not a bad idea, Simon Gearing. That might be something that I do off stream, though. To be fair, I think I'm going to be ending the stream soon anyway. So let's see what happens now. Starting up for the first time gets called twice, and then we get things going bang. What's going bang? Why is it going bang? Why is it saying no to me? Where are we? Line 19513. Hang on. Let me just rebuild this from scratch. Anyway, good night, Simon. I'm completely with you that this needs sorting at some point. Okay, we're up and running. We are up and running, allegedly. Come on. Do the thing. Do the thing. If at all you don't succeed, full-on rebuilding works, in theory. So we're up, we're running. I now move across to that video. Yeah, the player state is annoying me right now. That's really, really wrong. So it's starting there, then it's going straight up to there now. That's complete nonsense what it's doing. Let's just try it with play again. Just see what happens. So it's there, I click something hard. What the? So it's doing the moving playhead thing. And spitting out the player. So in theory, I've got the right player here. But even on a ready event, I'm gonna go something odd. So it's created the new player again, moving playhead 2, all the rest of it. And as we can quite clearly see, that's not at 2 minutes something. So we really are at a point now where this doesn't seem to be even remotely interested in what's actually happening. Let player equal that. So we now got a local instance of that player that we're going to just do all that with. And then, and only then, are we going to set it in the model and call our next model on it. Does anyone have any idea why this should not work? And if that doesn't, we'll save this file and see what happens. So, old man be there. We click something odd. And it goes to there. Okay. I mean, that's... called it. And obviously, if we now click anywhere around here, it'll give us, well, click down here, say. So seeking an already loaded player works. Okay, so we'll start again with Seth's. Let's just see. Yeah, so moving playhead 2, that works on that one. And it just doesn't seem to happen here. It's not gonna play nicely for me, is it? And I genuinely do not know what I can do to stop that. Just as a horrible, horrible thing, I'm going to kill that line. I'm then going to go set timeout. It takes a callback and an int. And then we'll shove that all through, ignore. So I'm now going to say that we're just going to wait a second. In fact, let's wait 10 seconds. Why not? Just to make sure that that player is fully loaded. So we're there, whatever. So we'll click on something odd. And we're now going to start a 10-second timeout. At some point in the next sort of few seconds or so, it should, pause and move. So the ready event doesn't seem to work. Do I need to let that player set that player to null first? do I have to nil out that player and then start it again? Or do an unset? You can do an unset in JavaScript. I get the feeling that that's a PHP thing. I also get the feeling that I can't type. How to unset a JavaScript object. Delete. If created with var, it cannot be deleted. If it's created with var, it can. Or I could set it to nothing. No, I know that ready is firing. Ready is firing. I just don't know if we've got leftover stuff. So it's I assert that it's firing prematurely. That's what I'm thinking. I am thinking that it is firing prematurely. I think that we need to keep a reference to that play around that. That's a point. Okay, well, player shoving a null into there is fine. I bet I can't mutate things here, can I? This is horrible. I'm not doing this. I do just wonder if the idea that that player still exists is an issue. It shouldn't be. Anyway, we've... Well... Let's just call it what it is, player. So, again, back to here. And we go to something odd. All of a sudden, we've called that, so we're getting the moving playhead, but it's not seeking. And the seek, I've even called it straight on the player after create player video. And it hasn't played nicely. And if I go back to there, moving playhead to 2000. Well, let's go back to my video and then go for a way in. So that's again there. And we come back and that should be a lot further down. And the play should be happening. So Twitch's API, I believe, is completely non-working for me. This is very, very bad news, people. We are in a complete mess here, aren't we? So player loaded is fine. So what events are firing where? This is the question I now want to know the answer to. So we are firing. We've got a new message of set video time, which has that as the updated state with the correct time, the player with an iframe, base URI, yada yada yada. That's all context window and whatever. Hi, Moiku. Yeah, this was not clever. Adrian Hall. To be fair, most of the red is all coming from either the Twitch API or probably more the Twitch API itself. Cycle.js. Node modules. No, that's in Node modules. Are we using TwitchLib? Codebase Alpha? We're not. We're just trying to embed. And I don't know of a way to embed using TwitchLib. I don't think. Let's have a look at TwitchLib. I don't know if it's giving us anything of interest here. I think this is just the back-endy bit. Ooh, docs a bit. Okay, so for a general example, go there. Have I tried using the playing event for Various? I have. That also seemed to not work nicely for me. TwitchLib. Yeah, the playing event seems to set it all the time as you would sort of hope it wouldn't. But no doubt it will. Let's just try it again. Just because we're now at the point where I've changed so much. And because I know that I hard-coded this as a try, let's go back to player ready, which should be the... I know that that's the wrong thing for it now. Localhost 8080. So we're playing that video, we pause it, we play it. So that hasn't set it then. Okay. Something odd. Moving the playhead. Yada yada yada. Actually isn't doing anything. I'll click play. Now it's just done it a few times. And it's flashing it. So the ready event is aligned to us. Oh, it doesn't work in a plain JavaScript example. Fubarious. That's handy to know. Thank you for that. What about the play event? Not playing, but just play. Because they are apparently different events. So we've got the old man's event there. Now we move back to something odd. Click play. No, that's flashing as well, and that will be flashing because we're calling a pause, aren't we? And then a seek. Play wouldn't be what we want as it's starting after it's pausing. I would probably agree with that, but I would also suggest that this is probably now lying to us through its teeth. So it's still moving the playhead, even on a play event, it's just not doing it. And then it seeks on that play. So it's telling us that it's ready when it isn't. So the ready event is telling us porky pies. Telling us that it's ready when it isn't. Think everyone can see what I'm doing here. I'm not going to pretend that I'm being nice about this. Let's just see what happens on a half-second delay. This is nasty, evil, and horrible. I accept that. And it's also not working. See, my question is, what event fires in time for us to get that seek in? Or, is a 1 second delay enough? Apparently not. See, it isn't ready until that point, is it? But even at that point, it's not happening. So we've once again got this thing is absolutely lying to us. I mean, the interesting part is, in theory, should work. In theory, that is all that we should have to do. Looking at the documentation. And the documentation is telling us lies, I think. Well, it's been untrue. It is certainly not correct. It is also very late at night here. And while I hate to do this, I really do. I might have to call it a night now. We will go and find somebody to raid. And then I will be back on Thursday night to see if we can deal with this. I need to get to people on Twitch, at Twitch ideally, I think, and see what's going on. So, see if there's anyone that I'm following who is live. See if anyone's got ideas of who we should raid. Please let us know. Ted's live. I wonder how much longer Ted's going to be streaming, because I think he started at the same time as us. Could raid Grim or Bobby Tables. Is Bobby Tables live? Bobby Tables is live. What are you doing now? Oh, Bobby Tables is doing LifeX programming. Nice one. There's a Docker Compose file I spy. There is a package JSON. Oh, this could be interesting. And using his new little keyboard. Well, that's got to happen, hasn't it? Let's send the raid that way. Raid calls. We will have Yappy Dog Raid. For those with the emotes, Yappy Dog... No, hang on. Let me get the raid call right. Yeah. That's the raid call. For everyone with a sub, please raid with that. If you don't have a sub, just Yappy Dog Raid. And I will see everybody on Thursday night at about 8 PM, where hopefully we can at least hack around at this and do something. Anyway, good night everybody. Let's go and raid.